Earlier, Roger Molina wanted to acknowledge Carol Lafayette, and she was not here, but I think she is now. And she's really put an enormous amount of effort in as the PI of the SEED network, and it simply would not have happened. None of us would be here right now for sure, and a lot of other things would not have happened without her dedication. So thank you. And yes, I'm the director of the Center for Design Innovation, which is part of the University of North Carolina system. I did not name the center. It already had the word innovation in the name, but we've gotten some mileage out of it, I think. And let's see if I can get this to work. There we go. Okay. So in recent decades, there's been a fervor of understanding in trying to understand creative processes as the basis of learning and well-being. I know these titles will be familiar to many of you. Richard Florida and Daniel Pink are kind of caricature artists in the milieu, I think, but they have given us some sound bites that even if they caricature the domain, they are kind of useful for hanging on to some of the important ideas that all of us are working to flesh out. As when Richard Florida asserts that the real source of value creation and therefore of international competitiveness is creative talent. And Daniel Pink, when he emphasizes interdisciplinarity and says the MFA is the new MBA, it gives us something to chew on. In the SEED community, the National Research Council's Beyond Productivity report, now 10 years old, has become a landmark, and we referenced it many times today. Here's an overview of the northwestern part of North Carolina, where I'm living now. The historic economy of this region is characterized by the industrial manufacturing of agricultural products, wood to furniture, cotton to textiles, tobacco to cigarettes. During recent decades, these industries have diminished and moved offshore, and tens of thousands of jobs have been lost. Here are remnants of the old R.J. Reynolds Tobacco Company's manufacturing operation in Winston-Salem, now being reclaimed as a large urban research park to support research and development in healthcare, biotechnology, and design. Here are the 16 UNC campuses, part of the University of North Carolina system as it ranges across the state. In 2005, the UNC Board of Governors established the Center for Design Innovation, shared among the two UNC campuses in Winston-Salem, in partnership with the city's third state-funded school, the Community College. This is a very diverse mix. One of the UNC schools is a performing arts conservatory. The other is an historically Black university. The community college has a technical focus and, through a Department of Labor grant, is designated as a national center for the biotechnology workforce. Collaborators have grown CDI, the Center for Design Innovation, from an empty room to a fully functioning computer-intensive environment, supporting seminars, workshops, and courses, along with two main technology areas, motion capture and rapid prototyping. Rapid prototyping involves 3D software modeling and printing of industrial designs for subsequently manufactured objects such as machine parts, furnishings, and medical instruments. CDI worked with a medical device designer to prototype an endoscope now in clinical use. Two new businesses, a design services firm and a retail distributor, have resulted from a student and an entrepreneur creating together a software model of the downtown skyline and manufacturing it as a glass crystal souvenir. CD's other main technology focus is motion capture, the recording, analysis, and visualization of data to support development of fast-moving machinery, therapies for elderly people, injured workers, athletes, and dancers, and animations for movies, video games, mobile apps, and online courseware. This image suggests how data visualizations help in studying patterns in the wing beats of a bat, and of course the same data could fuel movements of the cartoon dragon. Software modeling is the key skill. CDI motion capture addresses a range of needs, so we've built up the capability to record both indoors under controlled lighting conditions and outdoors for studies of bats in the wild and other field work. We think of two pathways for CDI research: new ideas leading to the development of intellectual property, and then new products and services which lead to new companies, which of course lead to new jobs, but again, as Roger was saying earlier, new kinds of jobs, things that we can't even yet predict. And then the other pathway having to do with education, where those same new ideas and the techniques and methods that we develop for working with them, for addressing them as the hard problems, from those we develop workshops, independent studies, and then from these small experiments in educational methods and models, we gradually grow these, bring in more students and so on until we have a course that can be fully accredited. And as we develop more and more of those, we hope to realize a new academic program in digital media for healthcare, education, communication, transportation, and the range of applications that we're all thinking about. So we now have, we're building a permanent facility. It's now under construction on a brownfield site in Winston-Salem's downtown research park. It will be near the participating campuses, biotech, research and development concerns, and local businesses. We'll be expanding areas for motion capture and rapid prototyping. That cube, as we like to call it, is a 60-foot volumetric space for the motion capture activities. And as you can see, there's an adjacent area outdoors, so we can move the capture scenarios outside as makes sense. We'll also be adding areas for working with electronic sensors to develop mobile and responsive platforms such as electronic textiles. And the future is looking brighter. It's funny just to rely on still images to talk about work that is so inherently dynamic and lots of simulations. We have many of those on the website. I hope you'll check it out. And we're continually growing the body of work. So thank you.